Hello everybody. So I've wanted to do this for a while, but I was sick this week, not feeling so well, so I decided today's Saturday, I'm finally feeling a little better. My mom's at the library, my dad's asleep, so I'm going to do this now. And this is kind of a long one, so I'm going to break this up into parts. So this is part 1. Okay. So I broke up with a friend of mine this year. We had been friends for a very long time, and things just didn't work out. And I thought about doing a video talking about it, but then I decided I'm going to let the tarot cards say what they're going to say about it. So this is an 11 card spread. It's called Karmic Relationship, and it's actually helped me to understand what exactly happened in our relationship. Okay, so with that being said, I'm just going to go through the cards and I'm going to show them to you and what they mean, like their place in the deck, what they mean, and just how I feel about it. So I'm not sure how long this is going to take. I'm pretty sure we're going to need more than one video here because it is kind of long, so just bear with me. Okay, with that being said, this brings us to the first card, which is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, this is the karmic meaning of the relationship. Now, Pentacles means material things and just earth, and not material things like somebody's materialistic, but material things like things you can grasp, things that are attainable. And Ace, I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is the potential card. So in this case, the potential, the karmic meaning of this relationship is this was the potential of our friendship. We had a determination. We were at a point in our lives where we were young, but we were determined to make something of our lives, and our friendship was something that we could hold on to. It was something real, and it was something uplifting, and that's just how I want to remember our friendship. We were both young, we were 19 and 20, we were in a point in our lives where we wanted to do things and we had such high hopes, and there was all these new things coming in. And the first year of our friendship, we didn't really talk every day because I was in a relationship with somebody where I couldn't always get on the computer because he was hogging the computer or there's too much drama going on. So she and I would call each other and leave silly messages, and we would write letters when we could and talk on the phone when we could. And she was one of the reasons why I ended up moving to Florida for a time. And that was actually, I felt, the best part of our relationship was when we lived like 20 minutes away from each other, and if one of us was having a bad day, we could go hang out with the other one. And if I had school or she had work, she would call out of work, I would call out of school, so we could keep hanging out with each other for the day. Alright, so that is the karma of the potential meaning of our friendship. It was supposed to be a good thing. Okay, so number 2 card is your karmic inheritance, or what I bring to the relationship. And what I got for that is the Page of Rods. Okay. To me, this card represents me. And the meaning of the page is being a child, being childish or immature, or also having an innocent and optimistic outlook on life. And when you're in your 20s, that's exactly what you're trying to do with your life. You're wild and free, and you're growing up, and you're old enough to move out of the house and do what you want with your life. And I said, this card is me at the start of the friendship. This represents me when we first met at around age 20. I was strong-willed, enthusiastic, and determined. I think I'm still all of those things, and the reason why we were both attracted to each other was because we brought that side out of each other. So at the start of our friendship, we were both in a place of determination to make something out of our lives, and our friendship fit into that. Now, I say attracted to each other, but not like in a sexual way, because there was never any talk about that. But what I mean by that is our spirits were attracted. Like, we were happy that we had met, and it seemed like it was cosmic, almost. And we just brought out a side of each other. Like, up until this point, I had always felt like I was misunderstood, like nobody would understand me. And when I met her, she spoke to my creative, poetic side. And one reason why I held on so hard to that friendship was because she brought that side out of me, and I had no idea if I would ever find that again. So that was the early part of our friendship. That being said, we come to her karmic inheritance, which I think is pretty interesting. We have the 9 of Pentacles here. Now, this has to do with finances, with work, and emotions. And in her 20s, she's actually a year, a month, and a day younger than me. And that was actually one of the first things we bonded over. And she came from like an upper class, kind of rich family, but her first serious relationship was with this guy who basically drained her savings and put a drain on her. Like, all the light that she had within her, he took from her. And during that time, she was with him for like 6 years, and they got married, and then they got divorced. But there was all this stuff in between. And during that time, I was with somebody who was horrible. And she was with somebody who was, let's face it, horrible. And we stayed friends for as long as we could with each other, until we just both snapped at the pressure. But what I think is interesting is that we fought so hard to be friends, even during those horrible times. That's how much we wanted to be friends with each other. Alright. Moving on. Oh, it can also, this card also represents personal growth, which can also become a challenge if the opportunities are neglected. Which to me means in times of great stress, you find out who your friends are. If they tend to run from you, or if you push people away that are good to you, that's different than when things are rough and you want people that you're close to support you. And time again throughout our friendship, stressful things would happen, and one or the other of us would stop talking to the other one, and then someone would say something and the other one would just snap, and that was it for the friendship. And this is actually the longest stretch of friendship that we had before that happened again. And you really stunt your spiritual growth if you keep resorting to things that happened to you in the past, and when you don't talk about things that bug you, even though our relationship was supposed to be more mature and open and honest, the fact that she stopped talking to me, and then I would do things because I sensed that she was mad at me, so I would leave her alone, and then that seemed to piss her off even more. It's like, I don't know what the right answer is here. And when you had that opportunity for personal growth and you didn't take it, is that all on me? I don't think so. So, with that being said, this is the past of our relationship, is the Devil card. And this actually was reversed in the spread, which I take to mean as it's not as bad as it's depicted. A lot of people get scared about the Devil card because the Devil can be a scary issue for people. And I wrote that the fact that this card was reversed means that it lessens the negativity surrounded by it. The Devil in the tarot deck has different meanings depending on what your personal beliefs are. But to me, it means either a person's shadow side or hiding things from people, even from themselves. Like if you're upset with a situation and the first thing you do is try and push it aside, like it didn't happen, or you try and deny your bad feelings about it, or whatever, that's your shadow side coming out. And you're less willing to share things with people, you're less willing to face what the real issues are, and after a while you create barriers that make it impossible for people to break through. And for our friendship, like I stated before, every single time we would fall apart was when a stressful situation would happen, and then people just get pushed to the side, where we're stronger if we're united. The strongest parts of our friendship were when we stuck by each other, and that seemed to get lost. Even in the past, we would keep breaking up and then coming back together. For some reason, I have no idea why, but I think that this was supposed to be an obstacle that was supposed to be overcome instead of something to hide from. If we could have overcome our own insecurities, our own inadequacies of something, then maybe things would have turned out different. So, with that being said, I'm going to check and see how much time I have left. Hold on. Oof. Okay. With that being said, now we move on to number 5, and I think this is going to be the last one in this part. Okay, so my burdens, this is my present hopes and burdens and fears. So this is what my fears are about her. And I got the Emperor reversed. And the Emperor is supposed to represent authority. And when it's reversed, it's like an abuse of power. And that's exactly what I felt was happening. I'm not saying that that's exactly 100% right. That's just how I felt. Was that she was abusing her power in our friendship, taking advantage of me and then blowing up at me, blowing things out of proportion that could have been solved in a different way. And I wrote, this card represents an abuse of power. Like I said, on both ends, both parties felt like there was an abuse of power. If there was a reason why I felt like I couldn't be forthcoming, it was because I felt like I didn't have a choice. I can't fix how she thinks of me in this situation, especially since she was the one that felt like she was entitled to get what she wanted out of the situation. People want what they want in certain situations, I understand that, but if it's at the expense of friendship or someone's feelings, you have to keep in mind what's best for the entire group. And I felt like she didn't really do that. She just wanted what she wanted and then got mad at me when I had an imposing view. Just remember, if you feel like you deserve the best of the best on your wedding day, it's just one day of your life. In 5 years, is any of it going to matter? If the answer is no, then adjust accordingly. This is for all the people out there who have encountered a bride being very extremely aggressive. They want what they want, and I get that. They want their special day to be perfect, but it shouldn't be about being perfect. It should be about who's at your side, who's up there with you, who's surrounding you, who's sharing in your special day. If you can cut any of those people out of your life, maybe they're not meant to be there. So with that being said, I'm going to end this for now, and I'll start back up again with the second half of this. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you guys watch the other part of this. All right, bye!